Okay, and I'm just about finishing up with the knitting, and then I will be purling back, and as I purl back I am going to be placing my stitch markers in the spots where I need to place stitch markers. So once again I will purl back and I will meet you back here once I've placed those markers, and we will go from there with my cardigan. Really liking the way this material is, or the way the yarn is knitting up. It is forming a really nice material, and yeah, it's just really soft, and there's a really nice halo that it's making. So the yarn is like an oyster color, but my mohair. Okay, I am back and I have placed my markers, and we are going to be doing some decrease rows now, and then I will be doing some more plain stockinette knitting. But yes, I am going to do some decrease rows and then continue with some regular knitting. So I will meet you back after I've done my decreases, probably maybe show you a little bit of the knitting, and we will go from there. Well, hello, my name is Lisa, aka Yoyarngirl, and today is not going to be a traditional podcast, but I did want to jump on here and give you an update on my sweater project. So I had mentioned in my last podcast that I was going to start some sweaters, and this is all about fit and size and just trying to find the perfect fit for me. So it will not be a traditional podcast. I just wanted to come in and do a quick update, but today is Wednesday, September 11th, actually. It's 9/11, very significant day for me. For those of you that don't know, I have worked in the airline industry for the past 37 years. So this day has a lot of meaning to me. I know it has a lot of meaning to all of you out there, but yeah, definitely some very huge memories for me, and I was at work that day. So not to bring a huge moment of down to this, because this is a place of joy and happiness, I want to just share with you how those sweaters are coming along, and yeah, just kind of give you a quick update. So I will be posting a full podcast next Friday. Yeah, I'm hoping to post that next Friday. May come a little bit earlier than that, but for sure next Friday, and I'm hoping that I'll have quite a bit done on my cardigan at that point. So I am going to start out with the cardigan. And this is a cardigan. It was actually a class that I am following on Craftsy. So for those of you that don't know, I've been a member of Craftsy for a long time. I actually went through their buyout, and then it came back, or the name change, which it went to Blueprint. Then it came back to Craftsy. And Craftsy's headquarters are in Colorado, Denver, Colorado, which is the area I live in. So it was going through the change just as I moved here. So yeah, so kind of interesting, but sorry. But yes, so I have been a long-time Craftsy member, and I went back to some of the classes that I had looked at years ago when I joined Craftsy, and they had some really great classes and just tutorials. Amy Herzog has a lot on sweater knitting, and I had mentioned on my last podcast, or the podcast prior to that, I was struggling with fit. And come to find out, after I watched the class all the way through and I have a better understanding of knitting now, I really wasn't measuring, I wasn't taking quite the right measurements. So that was part of the problem. So I revamped all my measurements, and I went back through, I started, better yarn choices, looking at things that would be a better fit for my body type. And I'm just really trying to get the best sweater fit, whether it's a pullover or cardigan, color work. So currently I have 3 sweaters on the needles. One is a color work project, one is a cardigan, and one is a pullover. So all 3 I'm hoping to get a really good fit from, but I'm taking it kind of slow and just really taking everything in, really going back and watching the class. So I've watched different parts of it over and over again to make sure that I'm doing things correctly. This cardigan by Amy Herzog, it's called the Basic Cardigan. There's also a basic pullover. I'm choosing to do the cardigan because I'm doing a pullover from another designer. It had some shaping, some short row shaping. So I was super excited to do that because I've never done that in a cardigan. And I knit the Felix cardigan, which doesn't have that. Don't love the fit of that sweater. Love the sweater, but just don't like the fit in the sleeves. I do wear it. I wear it around the house mostly. I've worn it a couple times out, but it's not the best fit on me. So I don't wear it as much, and I really want to wear my knits. So you're probably like, Lisa, let's just show us where you are. So without any more hesitation, I am going to show you my basic cardigan. And hold on, because I'm holding a sport weight and a mohair together to get a DK. Really loved this fabric. And you know what, I'm gonna have to move that back because if not, I don't think you'll see it well. But this is the back. I did some binding off for the sleeve. And I'm gonna tell you, I love, love, love this sweater so far. Learning a lot, just really, obviously it's stockinette, so it's super meditative. I can do it while David and I are watching a program on TV. I can do it when I get up in the morning and I'm having some coffee. So it's just really, really easy for me to get this done. So that being said, it's just been a joy. It really has. And I don't know if I put my card in here. I might be filming and I won't be uploading anything. So hold please. Phew, that was a very, hard moment. I was like, I don't know if I put my SD card back in, but I did. But anyways, so this, yes, it has some short row shaping at the bottom. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell. Let's see. Maybe you can kind of tell. I will take some better pictures as I get a little bit further through this. But I am absolutely, I love the fabric that this is making. So I am using a sport weight yarn. It's Wool of the Andes sport weight from Knit Picks, and holding it with a mohair from, oh my goodness, I just lost my thought for the designer of the dyer of the mohair. Blackbird Fibers. I'll put it across the screen. Anyways, love how this fabric is knitting up. I love the texture. I love the halo that the mohair is making. And I don't know, see, it's blowing out quite a bit. Sorry, my lighting is, this is late in the afternoon. I'm filming after coming home from work. So, but anyways, it is just, it's lovely, absolutely lovely. So I'm learning a lot, and that's just bringing me so much joy. It just brings me joy to take out all 3 of these projects and knit on them. I'm learning different things from different projects. I'm learning a lot about color work, and you know, I've knit. I feel totally comfortable with knitting, but I think as much joy as knitting brings me, I want to be able to wear my projects and show them off, and I didn't feel like I was able to do that with a lot of them. I have 2 Tolsta tees that I knit, and both are wearable, and I've actually worn both, but I would have loved to have had a better fit. And so I will be knitting another Tolsta tee with better measurements. But right now I am focused on my sweaters. So yeah, I am super excited about that. So I did my little bind off there. And yeah, this is just really, really fabulous. So that is the basic cardigan by Amy Herzog, and it goes with her class on Craftsy. And no cost to you, but I do have an affiliate link that will be listed below for Craftsy. Right now you can become a premium member, and I think it's just $1.49 for a year. So you will get all the classes. There's a membership, and then that gives you premium stuff, so there's extra things that you can get. And I will have that linked below. I will also link below my affiliate link for Knit Picks. So I've been using tons of Knit Picks yarn lately and absolutely love their Wool of the Andes non-superwash, superwash, and I've been using a lot of that. So there you go. So that is that, and I have this housed in my bag that I got long time ago off of Etsy. It was by Hikari, and I'll link them below if she's still selling bags. I think I was on there just the other day on Etsy, and I think she's still selling bags, but maybe the shop was taking a break. I didn't think it was like totally gone, but if it's there, I will link it. I have several of her bags, and I really like these. Really great size for sweaters. So, all right, my next sweater is my colorwork sweater, and this is Silver Lining, I believe. Silver Lining by Jen Steingast. So I actually had started this sweater probably a year ago. Different yarn, different colors, and as I began to rethink my whole knitting of sweaters and sizing and all that stuff, I said, you know what, the size that I was knitting was not going to work, and I had a choice to make. Do I stop and frog it at some point, because I haven't frogged it, I haven't done anything else on it, or do I just go ahead and knit it, and if it doesn't fit me, give it to somebody? And I thought, no, I don't want to do that right now. I may continue after I get the one that I'm knitting on done, and then I'll go back to that one and I'll knit that one, and I will either give it to a sister or a friend that it would fit. So, but again, let me show you this. So I have, this is my Black Pearl Magic bag. The only bag that I have by Black Pearl Magic. Would love to own more, but it's just really difficult to get these bags. So this is out of a yarn, Deep Stash. And this is from my Knit Crate subscription. And I'm trying to think, it's Vitalana, I believe, is the brand or the name of the yarn. And the colorway, it's kind of a purpley. It's got little speckles of red and stuff in it, but it's an alpaca yarn. It's really, really nice. And I'll list the yarn below, just so you kind of know. Knit Crate is no longer in business, because I did really like my Knit Crate subscription. And I'm using that, and like I said, I'm using Knit Picks Wool of the Andes worsted for the color work in this colorwork sweater. But I'm just restarted it, so I don't have a ton of this done, but I'm absolutely loving these two colors. So let me see, this is the Wool of the Andes that I'm going with. There we go. There we go. And the colorway is Rose Heather. Love this color. So I got two. I got a lighter pink, and I got this one, and I decided to go with that one. So this is where I am so far. Not a ton done. I think I'm only into like the 5th or 6th row of the chart, the colorwork chart. But that's the way those colors look together. And not much, you can't really see much, but I wanted to just kind of show you. I do have this on the needles. Haven't worked on it a ton because I've really been focusing on my cardigan, but I wanted to get a few rows done, so I have been knitting just like a row here or there randomly. Last night I put, I think, a couple rows on the sweater. So very excited about this and can't wait to get more done. My one that I've placed on hold, or that's in hibernation, it has quite a bit of the colorwork chart done. So yeah, it was kind of hard at first. I'm like, do I do this? Do I do this? Or do I just keep going? But I really want to be able to wear this sweater, and I don't think the other one is going to fit me. So I just decided I'm not going to continue that one right now. I want to continue with something that I could possibly wear once I'm done. So yeah, Silver Lining, Jen Steingass. It's a really great pattern. She has some really nice color work patterns. So if you want to learn or do some color work patterns, her patterns are fairly easy, and I should say they're straightforward. Easy is probably not the best word, but I think a beginner could do this. I don't think there'd be a problem with a beginner doing this. But this also has short row shaping in the collar. Don't love the way my short rows came out in all spots, but I think it'll block out well enough that I'm not gonna worry about it. But yes, I am really enjoying this project as well. And then my third update of a sweater is my Felix pullover. So I had mentioned that I was gonna do a cardigan. Oops, I'm sorry, I think I hit my camera. Sorry about that if you were shaking. I'm doing a cardigan, I'm doing a pullover, and I'm doing a color work. So the pullover that I decided to do is the Felix. I really love my Felix cardigan. Wished it fit me better because I would wear it all the time. And so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna try the Felix pullover. A lot of people have knit this. It's a really straightforward pattern. It's actually it's a very nice pattern. And I am knitting this out of the intended yarn, which is Let Lopey. However, I was not getting gauge well with the size needles, and I was having to go up. I'm a fairly tight knitter, so I was having to go up a couple of needle sizes, and didn't love the fabric that was producing. It's knitted a very loose gauge, but I did not like the fabric it was producing. So I decided to get a Knit Picks Aloft mohair and hold it together with my Let Lopey, and so I got very close to gauge, almost actually right on gauge, by going up to a 1 needle size. So I think this is knit on a 9 or a 10. It's a 10, and I went up to a 10.5, so half a needle size. But absolutely am loving this. It's got some raglan shaping here. And this pattern's been around for a long time by Savory Knitting. So I, aside from the color and everything else, am really, really enjoying this knit. It's pretty easy, even with the little detail here on the sleeve. These will be the sleeves, the raglan sleeves. The color could not be more perfect. It's a very fuchsia pink, and pinks and purples are my color. It actually has some hues of purple in here, so that's great. And then the mohair, as I said, it's a Knit Picks mohair. I love their Knit Picks Aloft mohair, and this is called. Let's see if I can get it better. Oh, it's pretty good, pretty close. This is called Cosmopolitan, I believe. Yeah, it's Cosmopolitan. And then the Let Lopey. Let's see if the Let Lopey has a colorway name. Royal Fuchsia is the name. So that's the Let Lopey I'm using. Let's see if that'll. Probably not. There we go. There we go. A little bit better. So, yeah, so this is an update on my 3 sweaters, folks. So I am really enjoying this. And this one is knitting up really quickly because the needles, it's on such a large needle. So it's fairly fast. And I'll have as much done on this one as I do on my cardigan when I film the full podcast. If not, I hope to have a lot of that cardigan done, but I'm thinking I'll have quite a bit of this done. And then I'll be able to put on my next sweater project, which is going to be a full-on mohair sweater. I am loving knitting with mohair. I never, ever in a million years would have ever thought about knitting with mohair. When I first started knitting, and I would see knitters knitting with this mohair, and I'm like, oh, I'm never going to use that. That is like way too hard. I don't know who would ever want to do that. I'm actually really enjoying it. So yeah, it's just really working up nicely. And yeah, so wanted to give you a quick update. Not a full-on podcast. That will come next week. So you will get a full-on podcast with all my whips and anything that I have finished at that time. So until next time, folks, happy making. So I have finished the decreases on the back, and I will now be starting the increases, and then I'll just be doing some plain stockinette stitching. This was a new technique for me in doing decreases on the back panel. As I had mentioned in my last podcast, I am doing this cardigan in pieces to see what kind of a fit that gives me. So this is Sweater Project 1, and this is part 1 of that project, and it's knitting a cardigan in pieces using Amy Herzog's class off of Craftsy. And for those of you that might be